All right, so let me introduce our guest speaker. This is someone who's kind of near and dear to my heart. We've known each other since 2008 when I first became your resource officer. My very first day on the job with the guy who used to be your resource officer, we got called down to the middle school because Mrs. Xana Sousa here had some illegal product on her. I wanted so bad to arrest her. But my predecessor said, no, cut her a break. We're not here to arrest, we're here to help. And that's where I learned to help you guys as opposed to harm you guys. So she's been kind enough to come in and tell you her story. And I'm in this story a lot. And I'm going to be interjecting, and I'm going to try and make it a little funny for you guys, so a little bit of humor in it. But this is a very serious story. She wants to come in and help kids. She wants to help you to not make the decisions that she made. And she's going to tell you the decisions she made, and she's going to tell you the result of those decisions. So, without further ado, this is Xana Sousa.
Hi, I'm Xana. I'm 23 years old. Just here to talk about my addictions and recovery and where it led me. Like he said, it started in middle school. It was 8th grade, I think. 8th grade. I got called into the office and they wanted to search my purse. No, I didn't want that to happen. Let's not do that. They did. They found weed in my purse, and that's the only thing I messed around at the time. It's the only thing I was about. I wanted to smoke marijuana. I was never going to touch any other drugs. That's not me. I don't even drink. I'm just going to smoke. Well, I got expelled. I had to go to a program that they do when you get expelled from middle school and high school. You go to IDH and you sit in a classroom and you do your work. Well, that really didn't teach me a lesson. They decided to let me come back to high school. So maybe start causing problems, the first week? First week I'm causing problems. That's when I started drinking. I still smoked weed. There probably wasn't a day that I came in here that I was not high. I wasn't drunk. I was always on something. But again, it started with the weed. So he's catching me. I mean, there's a couple times he had to arrest me out of school. There was a time that he watched me in Giant Eagle steal a bottle of liquor, let me and my friends drink it, and then he busted us. They actually sent me to the hospital because I forgot what I blew, but it wasn't something that they wanted me to get checked out for, that I blew too much of a high number. Fast forward a little bit, I was in ROTC. That's the only class I really liked here. This only class I stayed in was ROTC. I mean, I always had good grades, but I never liked any of the other teachers. It was not really my fit. I wanted to go and do what I wanted to do. If I wasn't in class, I was in the ROTC office or Deputy Hart's office. That's pretty much where I stayed in school. I went to ROTC camp and I came back and I found out I was pregnant. 2 weeks later, I had a baby girl. And due to me not knowing I was pregnant and what I was doing out there, she passed away. He was the one that was in the hospital.
What were you doing out there while you were pregnant?
I was drinking, I was smoking, and then that's when I started getting with pills. But me being always high and always drunk, I never knew the signs of being pregnant. I mean, I didn't gain any weight, really. I mean, I remember ROTC, they worked my butt off, and being 9 months pregnant, I got a little sick there. But the drugs are what, you're so much in a haze, you really don't remember anything. And so my daughter died, and you thought that would be the bottom of it. No, it got worse. I started doing more drugs. I got in a relationship that he was not good for me. He wasn't. He beat me all the time. All we did was do drugs together. And he graduated from here too. He was a couple grades ahead of me. I ended up running away, and I ran away to his house. And that same night, Deputy Hart was at our door. Banging. He arrested my boyfriend at the time, and they brought me to Dan Street, which I think they put me in safe landing after I had to stay in group homes. I mean, all my decisions got so bad where it finally, the school stepped in, and they brought the state. They brought CSB involved, and they made me get like a temporary, like an emergency removal from my parents, where I was doing so many bad things that my parents got punished basically for what I was doing. And they knew that my home life was not the best. I didn't get attention there. I mean, my parents always had a roof over my head. They always had food in the house, and they always had alcohol, and my mom's prescription pill was always in the house. But they weren't the best of parents. I don't know how to hit on that.
What about your brother?
My brother, he does a lot of drugs. There was actually a time where my brother, you guys know what bath salts are? You ever heard of them? My brother did bath salts, and actually I had to barricade myself in the room. He had a machete, and he was trying to kill me, and my first call was Deputy Hart. So after that, the sheriff's office comes out, and the sheriff's office tells my parents, you either get your son out the house, or you get your daughter out the house. They chose him. They made me leave. So fast forward a little bit. I'm doing a bunch of drugs still. I'm not clean. Deputy Hart's always on my back. Tell me to get clean. This is not the way you want to live your life. I moved to Texas with this guy, and that's when I started doing a lot of cocaine. I mean, I was still smoking weed, but like the weed high wasn't good enough. The drinking wasn't good enough. So I started messing around with cocaine. He was still beating me, and Texas doesn't take domestic violence too well. So they finally came in. They put me to victim services, and they gave me a couple $1,000s to leave this guy. So you think that would be your bottom? Hey, you know, people are giving me money because they see this relationship is toxic. No, I just needed money to get high. I got my own apartment, and I met some people down there, and they were drug dealers. I mean, I thought they wanted to be my friend, and, you know, we were always kicking it, getting high together, and it wasn't me that they wanted. They wanted my money, they wanted my apartment, they wanted someone to sell their drugs. After all the money's gone, that's when I started doing crystal meth, is with them. And the money was gone. I was about to be evicted out of my apartment. Who do I call? I'm halfway across the country. I called Deputy Hart like he could do something for me right then and there, help me. Couldn't. He told me to get a bus pass down here. And so I didn't right away. I waited 3 more weeks, and by this time, I'm full-blown addicted to crystal meth. I mean, you'll see I'll pass around my mug shots. This one first. Oh no, that one first.
This one first?
Yeah. That was in 2012 when he told me to get a bus pass. I came back up here. He wanted me to go to the battered women's shelter. I ignored him. I said no. I got friends I haven't seen in a couple of years. I'm going to go hang out with them. That's my first jail. I got arrested for underage, drinking underage. I was 4 months shy of my 21st birthday. They arrested me, and I'm sure Deputy Hart had something to do with this. I had 6 days in jail. Not even, like, you get booked in jail, and then you go to, like, general population. Well, at this time, the jail was so full, I had to sit in the bookings for 6 days with about 15 females in one cell, all not showered, smelling nasty, sleeping on the floor with a little mattress. And I spent 6 days in there. And that wasn't my wake-up call again. I got out. What did I do? I went back to my mom's, and I started smoking meth. Just all the time. So I finally get a job, I get out of my mom's, and I get my own house. So at this point, I'm tired of buying the meth. I don't want to pay somebody else. I know you can make it. So what I do, I find someone that can help me make it. Wrong again. That was not my brightest one. A couple weeks go by, I have my own house, and you know, the cops are watching me because the guys that I'm doing it with are known meth people. They're known. They're no one's secret. So a dog fight got in my house, and I had to call the cops, because who do you call the cops when you actually need help? You call the police. When you don't know what to do, they're the first people you call. They came to my house, and they've been watching my house, so they weren't really going to help me. They pretty much like, get your dogs, not fighting anymore, and we'll see you later. So that happened. They come back to the house 3 hours later, and at this point, I'm a wreck. I'm smoking meth in my house. I got meth paraphernalia everywhere. I got the stuff that we used to cook it is just laying around all over the house. And they came to check on my dog, is what they said. And all of a sudden, they seen a meth pipe on my thing. So now they're searching my house. Now I just got my first case for manufacturing. Had to go to jail right then and there. This was my second mugshot. And you'll see, like, meth ruins. Like, you don't realize what you look like. Got booked into jail, 90 pounds. My face is all picked. I mean, I have no reality of what even reality is anymore. And again, that wasn't enough. I get out of jail 7 days later. My mom that I barely talked to posted my $600 bond. And 7 days later, I ended up being busted again at another manufacturing at a friend's house. We want to get high, so we go get everything to cook meth, and we go cook it. And right when we get done, we hear a knock, APD. There you go, I'm going back to jail again. This is when I finally had enough. I was done. I can't do it anymore. I had to sit in jail about 3 months, and they finally looked back at my record. They looked, where'd you go to high school? What did you do in high school? What's your dynamic of your family? They thought I was some big drug dealer. That's not who I was. I was an addict. It's something I never wanted to be, and it's something so simple as smoking weed that ends up to how I ended up. So they got me a treatment. They made me do a 6-month treatment program, and then I had to do 6 months at a sober house. So basically a year, and October 21st, I would have 2 years of no alcohol or drugs in my system. So, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Now, the whole time, I keep getting periodic phone calls. And it's always when I need help. Deputy Hart, I need help. Okay, where are you at? I'm in Texas. Okay, I don't know what I can do for you in Texas, but, you know, tell me the story. She tells me the story. Says, you got $130. Yes, I do. Go to the Greyhound, get on the bus, get back up here where I can actually help you. She ends up at the Greyhound in downtown Akron. Already had 2 bus tickets for her. I had everything arranged when she got off the bus to go straight to the battered women's shelter so we can start the healing process. We can start getting her the help she needs. And what'd you do with that?
I didn't go.
Didn't go.
I went and got drunk. And this is the guy that's always been there. My family has not been there like he has. I mean, but he has showed me what I should do. I mean, I'm thinking back now, like, wow, if I would have listened to Deputy Hart like 3 years ago from this day, like exactly, like, I can tell you everything he's told me. There's times where he's tackled me in the parking lot with a cast on and dragged me to jail. But that's another story.